Marvel's trailer looks amazing. Sarcastic or not?
Happen sooner or later. You can only hold back the tide for so long before it sweeps you away. And so it is with The Marvels, the long-awaited and much-delayed sequel to 2019's Captain Marvel, a film which finally solved the mystery of how Nick Fury lost his eye in the most satisfying and tonally consistent way possible.
Oh, motherfucking!
That delivered the most charming, likeable and relatable hero of the modern age.
I think he's sarcastic. I really think he's sarcastic.
That taught young girls everywhere that the only thing they need to succeed in life is to recognise their own awesomeness. Because hard work, setbacks, personal growth and self-improvement is for losers.
No,
a film so wildly successful and popular that its main character has appeared in literally minutes of screen time over the past 4 years. I mean, who could forget this pivotal and completely organic moment in Endgame?
I like this one.
I'm really glad that Thor was able to tell us this, because nothing makes me warm to a character like another character straight up telling me how much I should like them after knowing them for a grand total of 30 seconds. It's truly the most efficient form of storytelling, you see, because then you don't have to trust your audience to form their own opinions, because those opinions might not be the ones you want them to have. And damn, talk about making a good impression on your co-stars. Every time Brie Larson did an interview with the other Avengers, you could practically feel the chemistry in the room.
I did my stunts because I thought that that's what everyone did, and then...
Tom Cruise, I mean?
No, I want to be the first me, not the next Tom Cruise. Thank you very much.
Well, you know, I mean...
And as for the woman herself, well, you could sense how pumped she was at the prospect of doing it all again.
Play Captain Marvel for?
I don't know. I don't know. Does anyone want me to do it again?
What? Don't be so modest.
Crazy eyes, bro. I'm sorry, but these eyes, was she on something here?
Now this is great and all, but what we really wanted to see was Captain Marvel shine in her own movie again, without pesky little things like other characters holding her back. And at last, we got what we wanted. A sequel titled Captain Marvel 2 was proudly announced for release in July 2022, and then bravely delayed until November. And then renamed to The Marvels, and then delayed again until February 2023, and then in a stunning and brave move, delayed again until July, and then delayed once more until November. That's okay though, because we had Ant-Man 3 to tide us over in the meantime. And hey, all those delays could only be a good thing, right? Because it meant the studio were hard at work making the movie even better for all of us. Sure, there was a few naysayers and Debbie Downers out there, spreading rumours about disastrously awful test screenings, constant script rewrites and creative differences, on-set dramas between the main actors, panicked studio interference, extensive reshoots and massive budget overruns, but we don't need to worry about that kind of thing. I'm sure that Disney Marvel have the situation well in hand. And as it happens, yesterday we finally got our first look at the cinematic masterpiece that is The Marvels. I don't know about you, but this trailer was so good it left me literally shaking. From the absolutely killer gags, to the unforgettable screen chemistry,
We're a team.
Oh, no, we're not a team.
We're not a team. I don't know. I don't know. Does anyone want me to do it again?
to the seamless digital effects, and the brilliantly inventive premise. The general outline seems to be that the three main characters, Monica Rambeau, Kamala Khan, and Carol Danvers, have somehow become entwined, so that every time one of them uses their powers, they swap places with one of their counterparts. That's right, these girls are so powerful and amazing that the only thing which can possibly stop them is themselves. And personally, I think it's great to see a Marvel movie finally tackling issues that have been sorely neglected over the past 5 years, like female empowerment, a bunch of misfit heroes learning to work together as a team, quippy jokes, CGI battle scenes, and, Cats. Truly, this movie is positively brimming with new and original ideas, and I can imagine it taking the MCU in a bold and inventive new direction. But Drinker, you charismatic mercurial rogue, I hear you say, why is it that Captain Marvel, supposedly the centerpiece of the movie, is barely featured in the trailer at all? Is it because the studio is well aware of how shockingly unpopular the character has been in the fan base and is doing everything in their power to minimize her involvement? Is it because most of her scenes are being desperately reshot and re-edited to try and salvage something halfway decent from the absolute train wreck this film's shaping up to be? Is it because Brie Larson's Carol Danvers possesses all the charm and likability of a dog turd that's been left so long that it's got that weird white fungus growing all over it? Well, contrived devil's advocate argument that may actually have a grain of truth to it, I don't subscribe to any of those wild conspiracy theories. Captain Marvel is a beloved character, which is why our first movie was so successful, and not because it was sandwiched between two of the biggest releases in the MCU franchise, or the suspiciously large number of people who bought up blocks of exactly 100 seats in each cinema and then forgot to show up. It happens all the time, okay? And even if Captain Marvel isn't the focal point of the direct sequel to her own movie, it doesn't matter because we've got Kamala Khan and Monica Rambeau to carry the...
Sorry. It's too much. It's going too fast. It's going too fast, guys. He's too hard on I can't. He's a savage. Bruh. For 9,000. Overload. This guy.
This film. Yeah, so what if they were both introduced in obscure TV shows on Disney Plus that only a fraction of the Marvel audience actually watched, and so won't have a clue who they are or what their relationship to Captain Marvel is? MCU fans are smart, and the writers at Marvel are more than capable of laying out subtle hints for them to piece together.
I like this one.
Nailed it. So personally, I think this trailer looks absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait for November to come around, because I've got a feeling it's going to be a fun experience for all of us. Anyway,
He's so sarcastic.
that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
I don't know if anything he said, if he meant anything he said. He's so sarcastic, but in the way that you have to know that he is sarcastic, you know? Brie Larson. In my opinion, she did what she could with the character. It's not Brie Larson's problem is not Captain Marvel, it's Brie Larson. The problem is that we connect these characters with what the actors portray. Like, we connect these Marvel characters from the comics as the actors, you know, like Thor is Chris Hemsworth, and if Chris says something bad, then Thor said something bad, and then we don't like Thor no more, you know, which is totally weird. But at the same time, this is how humans function. I don't know about all the why is she's hated. Like, I am not into it. I wasn't really into that drama. I just know that she said some dumb stuff and her attitude about it was really weird and people just dislike that, and that's why the movie flopped as well, you know. When it comes to this movie, however, as I said, feminine, like, okay, woman empowerment definitely, woke movement definitely. It's Disney and Marvel, there is nothing else to expect there. The jokes are Disney, definitely Disney jokes, Disney like comedy. If you think about it, when it comes to Marvel, it's like just Disney comedy. If you're not into that type of humor, like there's zero dark humor in it, let's call it light humor, you will not enjoy this movie. But this movie is not trying to be a serious movie. This movie is gonna be just a goofy movie, yeah, representing all these women, and I don't see anything wrong with that as long as I'm gonna have fun and watch it. Because I honestly thought Ant-Man, even though it was always like a joke movie, like it was more funny than, for example, Iron Man or whatever, I thought that it's gonna be more serious because of the villain in it. And when I saw what they did with the movie, even though they brought a really good villain, they still managed to make it so weak, you know, it was a weak movie, then I don't know what to expect from this movie. But I still had fun. Yeah, with Quantumania, I still had fun. And I decided to never take any Marvel movie from this day henceforward as serious as the Avenger era, as the Endgame era. These are just goofy movies with cool science fiction, with cool effects, cool characters, just a breeze. You watch them, you move on for the next one. You don't really look into it. It's not that serious, okay? It's not that serious. It's just a fun movie. That's it. And I'm sure this one is gonna be as fun. There are kitties in it. Like kittens, like teeny tiny, fluffy, cute, adorable kitties. And I'm not talking about the actors. I'm talking about the actual kittens, you know?